Laverne. He's checked in for a seat. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Miami ahead.
Hi, Kevin. I'm here.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all four quarters.
That's the wall.
Bryant, he's in at point guard. Winslow is out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Laverne in at the 5. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Raptors was simply terrific. He finished with 45 points, and he got there with his usual way. Just an impressive barrage of threes. It was a performance for the ages, and one that will have the whole league talking.
All right, Doris, thanks so much for the report. You had to just marvel, guys, at what he was able to do that night, didn't you?
You know what? It was the game of basketball being played at its highest level. No question who their MVP was in that win.
No question whatsoever, Greg. I mean, that's a performance he and his fans will remember for a long, long time. I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Outside Anthony. Snatched away. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Wade with the ball. That drops. And that's now 30 points for Freak.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
The dish to Carmelo. To the middle. Here's Gadsden. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
The shot's good from Brian.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Lets the three fly, and the basket good. He's got 10.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
So for New York, their last game, a win against the Atlanta Hawks.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
Kicks to Olynyk.
That's a wall.
The rebound by Brian. Miracle Man's got 5 rebounds tonight. Floats one, and there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Winslow. And 12 points for Wade.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing. Spacing.
Had the most assists over the last 10 games. The 4th spot held by Dwayne Wade.
And what that group has a great understanding of is the importance of ball movement. I mean, they can all create their own shot, but their superb ability to set up teammates really stands out.
Yeah, I think you've got to attribute it to the unselfish attitude that each of them has. I mean, sure, they're going to attack and make sure they get their points, but they get just as much satisfaction in racking up assists, too.
For New York, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Dishes it to Anderson. Rejected by Bryan. Fires from deep. Shot is off. So New York will take it the other way. And that game will be game 3 of 5 away from home. Dang against Teague. Here's Gadsden. And too long on the shot.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really able to score the basketball.
Took him no time at all on that one. And now that's 35 points for Freak. Anthony against Dang. Gadsden. Wade is covering. The pass to Porzingis. New York moving the ball around. Here's Bryan. It's rebounded by New York. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season.
And this, the first of 3 games these two teams will play against one another this season.
Yeah, you know, these are 2 rival teams that will see each other a fair amount this season. We'll see which team can tip it off with a win.
And that is good.
Pretty looking shot. I mean, when you can hit it from that deep, wow.
Now, I'll tell you what, Clark, you got to be feeling pretty good to put it up from out there.
Outside Teague. Over to the left wing. Here's Gadsden. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Heat have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Anthony with the block. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 3 assists now in this one.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
No one covering. Miracle Man's got 41.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Partner, that's assuming they can continue that hot shooting. But if they do, and especially if they can get a few stops, you have to think they'll make this thing interesting.
From deep three-point range.
Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And New York, looking at who they've got. Olynyk is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's Caspi. Then there's Teague. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot.
Melo having a terrific game. 10 points and the 2 nice steals as well.
And with the ball in his hands, he's made terrific passes, but also when he's gotten to the line, he's been consistent as well.
Yeah, I like that combination, guys. I mean, going to make your coach happy when you're getting it done in those areas, taking care of the ball, finding your teammates, and then knocking down free throws. Those are winning things.
And the Knicks making a change here. Cardinals checked in. Pass to Bryan. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
Gary Neal's checked in for New York. He dishes it to Anthony. Outside Teague. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Out of bounds. Knicks ball.
Shot clock at 5. Feeds it to Neal. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Dragic.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in, and the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's foul number 2 for him. For Miami, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Laverne passes to Bryan. Teague on the double team. Miami no good on that time either.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Got a hand on it. Passes to Dragic. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
And guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight. They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
No good from Bryant.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Outside Anthony. Lopez sets a screen for Anthony. Inside. And it's Lopez. That time on the assist by Anthony. Anthony's got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Miracle Man. Teague covering. There's a minute 34 left in the 4th quarter of this one. 6 to shoot. The 10-footer. The shot's good from Bryan. Miracle Man's got 46 points.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Heat.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And tonight they took the time they needed, made the plays they had to when they had to, and that's why they're going up 1-0 in their 3-game season series against the Knicks.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Miracle Man. He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
And Caspi kicks to Neal. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor. 34 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Miracle Man. Teague covering. Bryan passes to Winslow. Shoots the 3. And he drops it in. Just a pretty release there from Bryan. Miracle Man's got 49 points in the game. Outside Anthony. And Neal kicks to Caspi. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Pass to Caspi from outside the arc. And he gets it to go.
And this run not really doing them any good at this point, as late as it's starting to evolve.
Yeah, but kudos to him, Greg. I mean, the fight they're showing now, you got to give them credit for that. Would have been really easy to pack it in.
Okay, Miami, now coming onto the court are your Heat answers. Let them hear ya. Substitution on the court.
Bryan. It counts.